Let's get into it.
This is nitric oxide. But this is something else entirely. This is Boost Premium Nitric Oxide. Advanced formula by Tranont, 100% plant-based. Powerful performance enhancer. This is next-level performance engineered for those who demand more. Improve sexual health, increase blood flow. Promotes weight loss and gut health, muscle growth. Fat burning, feel it surge through your body, fueling passion, stamina and total control, maximizing your potential. Every dose increases blood flow with precision, sending oxygen and vital nutrients where you need it most. For men, that means stronger, longer-lasting erections. More arousal, more intensity. This is the next generation of nitric oxide. This is Boost. Get your Boost today and get 20% off.
Link is in the description below.
All right, so yes, the link is in the description box below. If you want to advertise on the channel, your video will be placed right there. Email me right now, ogod@hiphopun.com. That's ogod@hiphopun.com. Spots are filling up fast, so make sure you hit me up right now. All right, so let's jump into Snoop Dogg. So he was doing an interview, right, on the Shade Room. And
happening with Diddy right now.
He talked about Diddy. I'm going to play it real quick. Before you guys come in, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button on the video. I'm getting right to it. I know y'all watching, whatever the case may be. All right, that's the thing I like. All right, let's listen to this real quick. Let me know what you guys think. This is courtesy of the Shade
You've been
Room.
able to see it all. Are you surprised at what is happening with Diddy right now?
Very surprised. I'm ultimately surprised. Like, I don't be expecting none of this type of things to be happening. You know, like I say, when I was given my position of power and given my position of, you know, leadership, I like to take advantage of it and treat people good and make sure that people that work with me don't feel like they work for me. And when they're ready to leave, and if we have a misunderstanding, if there is a separation, it's ended on love. It's never bad vibes or anything of that nature. So I try to be a better boss based off of the bosses that I was around when I was just an employee or just an artist. So I try to like take the good things that they did and subtract the bad things that they did. Some of the things I didn't know what they did because I was only entitled to certain information as an artist or a friend. So
Yeah.
as a businessman, I've learned to just be good to people because I know what it feels like to have bad business done on you and to have bad contracts. So I try to give my people that I do business with a great experience. So that way at the end of the day, you know, we feeling good about each other and we don't have to end up facing each other, talking about how bad we treated each other.
All right, so that's, as you see, by way of the Shade Room. And, you know, even though it was lighthearted, I feel like it was definitely a shot. I feel like it was definitely 100%, you know, a shot. Simply because it's like, I feel like I treat my people, if I treat my people good, it don't really matter, bro. Real talk, Barbie. It don't really matter. Like, you could treat people the greatest. And I'm not saying Diddy did this. Diddy treated people like shit. Right? He didn't understand the value of employees and people. So in other words, like, he's kind of getting what he kind of deserves in a way. You know, beating on people, treating them like shit. The assistant, he was paying her like 55 grand a year. She was working mad hours and all that. But even if you treat people the best, they are still going to stab you in the back. Remember American Gangster, right? It's based on a true story. It's a true story, right? Frank Lucas, he brought his family in to the drug trade or whatever the case may be, and it was beautiful, right? They was making money, they had stores, his fronts and all that. He treated them great. They became multi-millionaires. But what happened? They told on him. So at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, like, I mean, it is what it is. And it's funny that you don't see anyone, none of his friends, so-called friends, all the people at those Diddy parties, nobody speaking up and saying, nah, look, I know Diddy's character. He wouldn't do nothing. He wouldn't do such a thing. That just goes to show you, like, people say you find out who your real friends are when you go to prison, you get locked up. Who's in there? Family. Maybe a couple friends scattered. Your family's going to be there for you. Your family is going to be there. Your friends ain't. And I don't know if Diddy's guilty or not guilty. I'm not sure at this point. But all I'm saying is that you throw these underhanded slide, oh yeah, the Snoop this and Diddy this and treat people. I get it. I understand it. But the person you treat the best, the person you give everything to, I see it with people now. They're going to be the one that is going to throw it in your face. And it's like, what's the saying? What's the saying go? You give somebody an inch, they take a yard. Or another saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished. Jay-Z, we're talking about Jay-Z in the chat, right? Salamo, 2011. He ain't Diddy's friend. Really, Hove? Really, Hove? You ain't Diddy's friend? Like, come on, man. It's to the point where it's like, let common sense ring. Let common sense ring in these situations. Right? Now, let me, because Trump, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep talking about this. And I appreciate law student, my man James Hudson in the building. Beverly, everybody in the building. Hit the thumbs up button on the video if you're coming in, and check our sponsor out at the top line of the description box. Let's move on. Because Trump was asked, right? Because first Trump, as you know, he pardoned the NBA young boy, and he commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover. Now, when we heard that he pardoned Larry Hoover, we jumped up like, oh, he's getting out now. It wasn't the case. Simply because, right? Simply because Trump commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover, the federal sentence, but he still has a state sentence of 200 years, and Trump can't do nothing with that. So it kind of moves one barrier. I'm sure he's happy about it. His family came out, said they was grateful, but there is still another obstacle here, the state. That would mean it'll have to be a governor. Who's the governor where he's at? What state he's in? Is he in Cali, maybe Chicago? I don't know who the governor is, whatever the case. Maybe he's in Illinois, right? It's probably not going to happen. But as for NBA YoungBoy, which I think is important, here's why I think it's important for NBA YoungBoy. Here's the hidden meaning. Let me take a shot real quick. Here's the hidden meaning. You got a guy, NBA YoungBoy. Yes, he's a tyrant. Yes, he was a danger to society. Yes, he was a bad guy. He was a thug, all that. However, his influence is crazy. Him and Dirk's influence is crazy. Now, here's how it could be a great thing. Chicago, thank you, sis. Thank you, sister. Here's how it could be a great thing. Because we seen some interviews with NBA YoungBoy kind of came to the light. We seen where he was like, you know what I mean? I'm starting to think about my influence on, the kids and people like that. I'm getting older. I want to do this and that and this. And somehow, NBA YoungBoy, at some point, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not 3 years from now, starts to use his influence for just a little positive. Can you imagine the impact that will have? We got to go all the way back. Right. And I'm gonna get to what Trump said about Diddy. You've probably already seen it. I'm gonna play it in a second. Yes, Sean Combs, Kanye and Kim helped the Hoover situation. Absolutely. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. But let me stay on this real quick, and I'll jump over to that real quick. If this young man could say, all right, look, because remember the song that Dirk did with J. Cole. That's a powerful song. My son is 5 years old. He's singing a song. No, ain't on ain't else. Ain't better myself. Like, remember that time where, see, the powers that be understood the power behind music, in particular hip hop. And when they seen the power and they seen, okay, what's the message going out? Fight the power. Fight the power. All these different messages from Bob Marley, the Public Enemies and all these different groups that had a positive message that, yes, we were poor. We were in downtrodden communities. It was drugs and everything. But look, we see what's going on and we fighting the power. We see what's going on and we ain't doing. We got to lift ourselves up. What do? They usher in gangster rap and popularize that. And we help. I'm not saying it's totally. We help popularize that. So all I'm saying is that They understand the power of frequency, music, hip hop, words, and the power of influence. If this young man could take this situation and say, look, boom, I know I was negative. I know I did some negative things. However, I'm going to turn this into a positive and start encouraging the youth. Start letting them know, stop doing drugs. Let them know, stop hurting each other. It may not be the end all be all, but it will help some people. Now, we're going to play this real quick, right? I appreciate that, Dean. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you hit the nail on the head. It's optics and influence these people have. It's the only reason Trump pardoned them. Absolutely. And a lot of people didn't talk about that. NBA Youngboy, just for anybody else, he's a thug. He's a regular thug dude. A regular thug guy, whatever. Bang, bang, shoot him up. What made Trump pardon him? Think about that. I just thought about it on a whole nother level. I feel like, yo, maybe it's something there. Maybe this, changes the tide. Could you imagine if NBA Youngboy told kids to start reading books or love your brother or like, oh my goodness, the influence of these rappers. And if you don't believe the influence of them, that's why they give them these liquor deals. That's why they'll give Gillian Wallow a blank check because of their influence. That's why they'll give this person or that person, Nora, and all these people, these, rappers, all this big money for deals because of their influence and the market share that they command. Right? So let's move on. I appreciate y'all being in the button. Hey, smash the like button. Law student Callie, my man James is there holding things down. So Trump was asked earlier if he would think about pardoning Diddy. Here's what he said.
Since found himself and consider pardoning him.
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me. Mr. President.
Right. And this is 100%, excuse me,
really well.
Fox News. And here's what I'll say. Shout out to law student holding down the hood realer. Absolutely. I agree with you. You're right. He's considering it. Now, I'm kind of with law student on this. I don't think it has a chance in hell of happening. I mean, it's cool to talk about. It's good to pontificate about. It's good to talk about on the podcast and put it on the headline and all of that. But I just don't think it's going to happen. Right? Now, could it? Possibly. If you ask me my percentage, I will say slim to none. Slim to none. I'll be honest with you. And why do I say that? Because I just don't feel like I feel like it's too good to be true. I feel like it's just too good to be true. Like, nah, he ain't pardoning this dude, and doesn't even deserve it. You heard what he said. He said he's gonna look at the optics, he's gonna look at the case and see, whether or not, if he was treated fairly, right? Imagine that they go through all of this stuff, right? All this case, spend all this money, and Trump say, "Look, get him out of there. He's pardoned." Crazy. I'm gonna go with something the law students say. This is real talk, right? You can pull this off the screen here. If you're coming in the building, hit the thumbs up button for your boy. Hit the thumbs up button if you're coming into the building. Meaning, all right. So let's talk about this, right? Diddy has been under the radar of the feds for a long time, and that is because they were tipped off by someone saying Diddy was sleeping with underage. Well, my sister talk. You better listen to her. Now, again. They definitely were watching him for an extended amount of time. They were. They were watching him for an extended amount of time. That's why they were able to accumulate and acquire so much evidence. That's how, because they were watching this man. And truth be told, once you do your research and your history lesson, they're watching anybody with any little bit of inkling of influence. They're watching everybody. Everybody. It's called a dossier. They're getting this information and they are compiling it. And at some point in time, either they put it in the vault or they say, all right, let's move on this. Law student Cali. Diddy has used his money, power, and influence to abuse, control, and isolate the employees and people outside of his businesses to pay them and keep them. Yeah, I mean, through the trial, you could definitely see that. Through the trial, you can definitely see that, but I'm still having a hard to like, but do you think he should be charged with a RICO though? Do you think he'd be, convicted of a RICO? He did some messed up stuff. He beat up women. I've seen something today. We split Cassie down the middle. All types of crazy sexual stuff, drugs. He was a tyrant. He ruled as a tyrant with an iron fist. But does he deserve life in prison for that? Is the question I would ask people. Are the feds going too far? Like, are they reaching? If you done no wrong, why pay people off? I agree. Look, I can't argue with that. I definitely can't argue with it. But that's the question I got for you in the comment section. Is Diddy, should he all right, let me deal with this. My man Charles Wilson, they wasn't watching, they were recording and monitoring all society of us, period. They recorded monitor us all, period. Yeah, absolutely. One thing you'll see, that's one thing they'll admit to, especially the black community. They keep up with the trends, they keep up with the music, they keep up with the fashion, they keep up, you hit the nail on the head. They always been doing it, they always will. You always will. We're gonna have to get you, what, Law? We're gonna have to get you on. We're gonna have to go back and forth on this thing, man. This Diddy thing one day. Law student puts, prosecution has proved that because all you need is the act, means, and purpose. The co-conspirators are witnesses that you see now that are cooperating with the government. I mean, but in the scope of a criminal enterprise, though. I gotta disagree with you, sis. Now, an individual who's sick, an individual who's beating up people, that was a drug addict, an abuser, a crazed freak, a tyrant, all that, yes. But a criminal enterprise, I still don't see it yet. I still don't see it. If he did all what they said he did, including the children, including the drugging against people's will, he should go into the jail. I mean, look. Should he get something? Yes. But sorry, I just don't. Is anybody else with me? I don't see the RICO aspect of this. I don't see it organized. And I get what you're saying, law student, about the act and this and that. But why nobody else included in this RICO? It's one person? So a part of it is like, yes, he did some messed up stuff. But a part of it is like, yo, we're going to reach in with the... we cannot say that this whole thing is fair. The way that they're charging him. We can't say that that's fair. A RICO? Meaning that you have a whole enterprise of like... Or is it just some guy that's just sick as hell? I don't know. I mean, Mukavelli put free Diddy. I don't know. I'm having a hard time, bro. I'll be honest. But I gotta open up the joint and see if somebody want to come in and talk though. Anybody want to come briefly come talk about it? I'll drop the link real quick. If not, I'm about to and then you look at Cassie, like it's looking horrible for Cassie. I ain't gonna lie. I know she just had the baby and all that, so I'm not going. It's looking horrible. Cassie is lucky she's not being charged as a co-conspirator by her own testimony. Her testimony is to make Diddy look like a monster tyrant. Absolutely. Nicole is Dean. Absolutely. How is she not a co-conspirator? Mukavelli, same thing. How is she not a co-conspirator when she was setting stuff up? Silver Salomo 2011. They ain't got nothing on him besides the Cassie abuse case that he already paid off. Man, look, bro, I can't argue with you. All this other shit is like, all right, he's a creep. He's a creep. He beats up, but we all know creeps. We all know guys that put their hand on women and they'll knock a girl out and they got drugs in their house and, you know, they put the, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think the RICO part is a reach, in my opinion. I think it's a reach. I'm not saying he's a good guy and deserves to be free, but I think it's too much. Too much. Right? It's like you run a stop sign, they're giving you 20 years in prison. That's what it's like for me. Not like some whiskey. My sister puts, at the end of the day, the court of public opinion will not matter. It will matter when the facts of the case and law come together in harmony to establish the conviction. I love you, sis. But I'm be honest with you. You know, here's what I think about that. My man said free Diddy. I feel like you're right to a certain extent, but I feel like a public opinion kind of always matters. Because they say, oh, we instruct the jury not to look at this and look at that and look at this, look at that. They're going to see this shit. They're going to be on social media. They may be swayed. And I think that it kind of I think it's going to hurt Diddy more than it's going to help him, the social media. You know, the stuff they're going to see on social media. So, I had the same conversation with the attorney, Akeisha Shabazz. She was on here last week, bomb interview. And I said, ain't there some, like, there has to be something, like some type of influence from what people seeing on. We all on our phone all day scrolling. There has to be some type of influence. She says, well, oh, you know, they're instructed to do this. Okay, I can instruct you to do a lot of things. I can instruct you to color in between the lines. Don't mean you're going to do it. You know, but again, law student, the trial still has more time to go because the prosecution has 100+ witnesses that is sealed. Man, look, the shit's getting deep. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. I don't think we know the half about all he's done. We're just going off what they allowing us to know. Look, I'm gonna say this and I'll say it again. He is a bad individual. He made some bad mistakes in life. Yes, I can't. However, are the charges appropriate? Sex trafficking, does this fit? And I think that's going to be a determining factor when Trump looks into this. Say, all right, yeah, F this guy over. I'm getting rid of him. I'm pardoning him. It may be. Who knows? Let me read this. Nicholas again. I don't see the organized crime either. Cassie being abused and beaten has nothing to do with charges he's facing. Did he R-word men and women? Did he drug people unwillingly? Did he pay for sex? Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to have an open discussion about this. We really need to open up a night and have an open discussion about this because it literally can go either way. You know, he's paying for sex. He's paying for it. He's paying him, like, yes, the abuse stuff, lock him up for that. You want to lock him up for some drugs 20, 15 years ago? Lock him up. But the other aspect is like, but again, it's still early in the case. It's very early in the case, so we still got to see. We still got to see. But y'all rocking out with your boy tonight. I appreciate y'all rocking out, man. 170 people. Hey, hit the thumbs up button for your boy. And make sure you check out my sponsor as well. The link is at the top line of the description box. Check him out. We got a new sponsor returning in the month of June. So the ticket plug, my boy, he coming through. So holla at him soon. Why don't we go as hard as Diddy as we do for the other folks? Yeah. So where's all the ex-workers who are trafficked that are disappearing? I mean, look. How do you say something's trafficked when Diddy's popping up at these different places? And I'm not trying to defend him. That's like me. I'll pop up at a spot. Boom. I'm in Vegas. I'm in somewhere, wherever. LA. And back, I used to have Backpage back in the day. I remember Backpage. And I hit somebody up. Oh, I need you to come to boom, boom. All right, here go 400 up. Boom, boom. How's that trafficking? How? Maybe I'm wrong. Preparing for eternity. Why would all those people go against him and risk their careers? If there's any merit to it, where's the smoke? It's got to be fire. You know what? Look, you might be right about that. You might be correct, but if it was my homie, if it was my family, my friend, and I had a public platform, I'm standing beside him. I'm standing beside him. I'm standing beside him. Let's say anybody, like, let's say anybody. I got a public platform and they got a public platform. Let's just say Jay-Z was my homie and I'm doing this podcast and Jay-Z's my man and he get accused of something. I'm on here beating it. Nah, Jay, this is some BS. Just look. That's what I'm doing. I'm riding. Now, I understand people got brands, they got deals, they got money. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, like these guys let money just control them and hold them by the nuts, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, it really? At a point in time, you get enough. And it's like, you done everything. You set your stuff up for your kids. I'm cool. I'm Gucci. What? Like, come on, man. All you want to do is just be comfortable. I'm going to be able to pay my bills, vacation when I want, go get something when I want, eat, make sure the kids is fed. When it's hot as hell, I want the AC on. When it's cold as hell, I want the heat on. I want a comfortable ass bed. I want a little, you know what I mean? Yang. You feel me? Some good steak every now and then and whatnot. Like, what more do you need? What more? He took them across state lines. And then that goes into the whole law. I missed some of your comments. Shoot. Abercrombie and Fence CEO, the owner. I'm gonna tell you about that, Mooka Valley. We don't really. This is more entertaining for us, right? It just is. Like, we don't. Not to say we don't care. Yeah, we don't care about that. Not in a way that's like we care, but we don't care. You feel what I'm saying, Mooka Valley? Like even Jeffrey Epstein, like we care, we don't care. Elvis Presley, we care, we don't care. Let's keep it a bean with you. Law student. Yes, he should. He used his business, which is an enterprise, to conduct criminal acts by instructing his employees under that enterprise to carry out dirty deed. Man, law. I'm gonna tell you this, law. You're gonna be an excellent attorney whenever you become. There she going in. You're gonna be a fine attorney. Now, I wish much success to you. Wow. What I want to know is, was Jaguar right about? Are you saying was Jaguar right about the Christopher Williams claim she made? I don't know what claim she made. Enlighten me. He took them across state lines. Okay, Jerome, I got you. Enlighten me. I'm just telling you, Mook. That's just what it is. I'm just telling you, like, I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's just what it is. This is what it is, bro. Like, I agree with you. Law student Cali's on fire. I'm waiting for you too, bro, to drop that. Okay, Barbie, hold on, let me get to you. Bougie Barbie. Jaguar said that the assistant walked into Diddy's office and I don't see the rest. Law student Cali. Nah, the prosecution proved that too many attorneys have spoke on it and applied the facts to the element of the rule of law. Okay. They are included, oh God, those co-conspirators are cooperating with the government. All right, look, I'm not going. I ain't going. One thing I ain't gonna argue with you because I know you got specialty in that area. I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it. Oh, court Chris Williams and Diddy engaged in this. Look, I gotta check into that. Bougie Barbie. Mukavelli's hot right now. He said, "Man, people will say anything and do anything that they can get some money." True that. True that. True that. True that. True that. True that. Charles Wilson responds to Law Cali says, yes, at Law Student Cali, money is connected to the chessboard. It's all hocus pocus. The magical wands, money is low level energies, frequencies, vibrations. Tool in the tool shed is connected to Babylon. Bougie Barbie, I already know. I know we have to be careful what she says. Yeah. Nah, I'm chilling. LOL, but sharing opinion. Nah, look, dog, keep spitting your your truth. Keep spitting your truth, bro. A lot of y'all on here are just like Diddy. Let's not even go there. Oh man. Hey, Isaiah, say that again. How many people will have those type of drugs in their crib? You ain't never popped no E-pills? You ain't never popped no Molly? I appreciate you, Mook. You ain't never go to Perktown? None of you ain't never sniffed no lines? You ain't never smoked no weed? You ain't never had threesomes? Now, letting somebody smash your girl, that's a whole nother different thing. Like, but think about it. Some of y'all beat up on y'all girls. Some of y'all punched on women. Let's keep it a bean. Sin is sin. Absolutely, absolutely. Somebody said nope. Mukavelli, I have sympathy for my brother. He's fighting his own demons. And you know what? I do too, man. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like, it's still unexcusable though. You can't be beating on these chicks, bro. You can't be beating on these women, man. I tell guys that I know, whatever, and I'm like, damn, dog, like, come on, bro. You can't, you know what I mean? We all know dudes that are just, they woman say something, they knocking, they hitting her like she a dude. Like, come on, bro. You can't do that, bro. Like, yo. Now, if it's one thing, she's trying to stab you or whatever the case may be, or, you trying to defend your life, you get out of there. But just to like to hit up on your good, nah, come on, man. I can't get doing that shit, bro. That's some sucker shit. We all have as young, emotional black men. Yeah. And then, Mook, I feel you. Like, yo, I've done some shit early on. Like, damn, if people were to go in my closet, like, damn, this nigga, like, you feel me? We all. It's just that we don't it's just that we not in the spotlight like that, like Diddy is, right? We ain't in the spotlight. Feel me? Bougie Barbie, yeah. Diddy is full of demons. He can't control himself. He needs to be locked up. Maybe. Free Rodney Hinton too, man. If you're gonna be, oops. You see that, Joe? If you gotta be her, you don't need her. But today, I don't condone it. Today, real talk. Now, some women that knock out dudes and shit, that'll put their hands on dude. But again, like I even like the Chris Brown shit. They was young, man. He was young, bro. You know how much shit we did? We was young. We made mistakes. me look back at it like, man, why I do this? Like right now, I would never. We have to go through that process. But it just so happened that Diddy did too much. Nicholas Dean. Everybody isn't your friend. A friend will tell you when you're wrong, when you knock you down, when you need to be knocked down. There to offer you a hand when getting up. Crickets right now by his friends. Real rap. Justice for Pop. Man, they blackballed Chris. Right. Lots of men have paid for women to come across state lines. That charge is crazy. Wesley puts. And this is why I say the application of the law is not it might just be unfair. It might be unfair. Like, what? So if you fly a chick out, like so much red tape. Here go law student. Justice for Carmelo. Diddy needed some friends around, but the money and fame had them all blind. Real rap. Law student Cali, yes. The charges are appropriate because there are 5 counts. 1 count of racketeering, 2 counts of sex trafficking, and 2 counts of transporting people across state lines to perform prostitution. Let me see 1 count of racketeering. Okay, look. No, I'm gonna do. We got to set up something. We're gonna have to set up a debate forum. That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to change the game. We're gonna have to set up something where we can go back and forth. You know? But I appreciate y'all, man, listening in. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Law student Cali been to Mukavelli, Bougie Barbie, Charles Wilson been in the building. Everybody been in here rocking, man. I appreciate y'all for real. I really appreciate y'all for listening in and rocking out as long as y'all did. Augustine Adonis. It's a federal crime. All right, look. Under the statutes and law, you're correct. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. I won't. Like I said, I'll trust your expertise. Definitely get those likes up. Bang those likes. I don't know how much we got, but let's bang them likes, man. Let's go. Bang them joints up. Bang them. Let's get at least 100 in this joint if we ain't got it yet. One love from St. Louis. Salute, Jonathan Thomas. Mukavelli. Yes, sir. Whiskeyville. Appreciate y'all. Let me know where y'all checking in from real quick. As you hit the thumbs up button, the like button, the thumbs up. Let me know where y'all checking in from. Then I'm gonna skedaddle and do what I gotta do. I'm starting to get hot. I gotta open the window up. Let me know where y'all rocking out. How many likes we got? Real quick. Also, real quick. If you want to advertise with us, hit me up. OGOD@hiphopun.com. That's OGOD@hiphopun.com. Got all different type of packages for daily, weekly, monthly. But like I said, I got somebody who's already in the monthly. They just purchased 3 months. You know what I mean? So look, hit me up, get with me, get in that spot, get in that slot. My man now, he already in the building. Let me play his joint real quick. Check him out. I don't want to play. Oh, they did me like that, dog. That's how they did me. All right, anyway, they did me dirty on that. Whatever though. Let me see where you at, though. Let me see where you at. Texas, South Kakalaki, the Carolinas, California, Tacoma, Washington, 253, the Pacific Northwest. Shout out to you. The liquor kicking in. Oh, yeah. You already know what it is. That jump, Orange County, North Carolina. That jump about to have me hot. I'm about to go eat, even those late as shit. Law student says you're a real warrior. Most definitely a chosen one. Yeah. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Say it. Okay. Thank Law Student. I appreciate you rocking out as always. Always in the building. I wish there was some basketball on tonight, man. Damn. Gotta wait till tomorrow. But yeah, have a good night and leave a comment below. As always, like I say, if you want to advertise with me, email me. Don't trip on the email address because if you don't have it, just go all the way down to the bottom of the description and copy it and put it in your the email bar and hit me up. Like I said, it's people already in line or whatever, but I could make something happen for you though. I could definitely make something happen. So if you hit me right away, I'll get with you. It's OGOD at hiphopun.com. On your way out, if it's 140 people watching now, thumbs up the video, hit the like button on the video, share the video real quick, and double check and make sure you're subscribed to the OKC already out of there. OKC already, they going to the championship, bro. It's New York and the Pacers. They got game 6 tomorrow, I think, in Indy. It would have been a game 6. Yes, sir. Black excellence. It would have been a game 6, but OKC handled business. You feel me? I gotta read this for about. The U.S. government has implemented various laws to address the issue, protect victims, and prosecute offenders with respect to sex trafficking. I got you. OKC taking it all. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. With that being said, you have a good night. You have a good night. And like I said, if something else pop off, I'm back on this joint. Holla at your boy, man. Hey, it's your brother Ogot, man. Hip Hop News Uncensored. Peace.